Welcome to the Songwriter Connection podcast, where we look at the craft of songwriting through the eyes of the songwriter. Each week, we make a connection with a music maker, listen to their songs, and hear their stories. From Nashville, Tennessee, here's your host, Dave Lenahan.
Hello, and thanks for joining us as we start Season 2 of the Songwriter Connection podcast. I'm so glad that you've joined us. We have a great season of great guests lined up for you, and I hope that you'll tune in. We're going to release every Wednesday now, starting here on September the 1st. So every week you can look forward to making a connection with a new Nashville songwriter. Let me give you a little taste of what we've got in store for you today. Listen to this. You know, our guest is not Robert Plant today, and our guest is not Pam Tillis, but she is amazingly talented, does a lot, and it's KCJohns-KC. Thank you for joining us around the dining room table, and you brought your guitar. We're gonna hear live music like I love to do. Welcome.
Thank you, Dave. How you doing?
I am doing great. It's so good to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you. I got in at the perfect time. It just started storming outside, so it's great.
Yeah, no, we can't tell you that it never rains in Nashville. It does. Yeah, it's coming down, and we could use it, though. Now, we have a mutual friend, and that's how we connected. Justin Love was on our last show in Season 1, and he had mentioned he was on your podcast, so I looked it up right away, and right away I was drawn in because it's called KC on the Island, and I love beaches, I love islands. I'm like, what island? Who's KC? So I tuned it in, and it's so clever. It's around your kitchen island, right?
Literally, yeah, literally the island of my kitchen.
I've got to meet this girl because I do my show around my dining room table. And, so, wow. But you have a great show, and it's out there. And tell us a little bit about your podcast. It's a special show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I started my podcast back in January, and I actually started with my ex-boyfriend at the time. He came up with the idea. I'd always wanted to do a podcast, and he just came up with this idea. He was like, why don't you start interviewing artists and stuff here in Nashville? And I was like, man, that's a really great idea. Like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's kind of, but like me and you both, that's kind of our way of giving back and introducing new people to new people, connecting people. And that's what I love to do in this town, just connecting people.
Yeah. And it's such a great community of writers, and everybody just cheers each other on.
Yeah.
And that's what I really love about this, and meeting new people and just getting out there. Yeah. I heard the thunder as you were talking, and it reminded me of one of your songs. You got a song called Thunder.
I do have a song called Thunder. It's the name of the album.
Yeah, that's the name of the album. You know, why don't we start with one of those songs since you've got your Taylor guitar out?
Sure.
It doesn't have to be Thunder, whatever you feel like you want to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is Casey Johns on the Songwriter Connection podcast.
The song's called Confused. Both you and I, we agree we got a good thing. Sometimes we don't see eye to eye on what life brings. Sitting on the kitchen floor, I hear through the bedroom door, talking me down to your mother. I don't wanna fight this out. I know that you got your doubts. Am I just another lover? I'm confused. What do you want from me? It's old news. After all that we've been through, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? I'm confused. Each day that goes by is more time we are wasting. If tonight isn't right, is goodbye what we're facing. I'm confused. What do you want from me? It's old news. After all that we've been through, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? I'm confused. but you got your doubts. Am I just another lover? I'm confused. What do you want from me? It's old news. After all that we've been through, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? I'm confused. What do you want from me? It's old news. After all that we've been through, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? I'm confused. Yeah. Both you and I, we agree, we got a good thing.
The voice that brings the thunder on the Songwriter Connection.
Probably caught a lot of that thunder.
We probably got a bit of it. It's really coming down here in Nashville as we record these show. She is KC Johns, and she's just amazing, adorable.
Thank you, Dave.
A singer, a songwriter, a podcaster, and a model, right?
Yes, I've definitely done some modeling work in the past.
I believe that. And it's too bad that we're not doing a video of this show because they should see you. But they can see you on your webpage.
Absolutely. You definitely can. Got videos all over YouTube on my website, yeah.
Let's talk about that. The first video I saw was maybe it was Memphis, which, and I always love that song.
Yeah.
And you just absolutely kill it. And the thing that is so cool about that video, you're from Memphis, right?
Correct, yes.
Grew up there?
Yep.
And the video has got all these different highlights of different cool places to visit in Nashville. I mean, in Memphis, from Beale Street to the top of the Peabody Hotel.
I mean, that's like a landmark. You have to get the Peabody in there if you're doing a video shoot in Memphis. You have to. I was really fortunate to stay in the Peabody when I was there for a seminar for St. Jude's Children's Research. The station I worked for in Cincinnati used to do the telethon, so the radiothon as we called it then. Mm-hmm. So it is so cool because up on the roof is that's the penthouse for the Ducks. Oh yeah.
People, if you've never visited the Peabody Hotel and you visit Memphis, make it a point to go into the lobby because tell them the story.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the Ducks have it made in there because, like you said, they just have VIP up at the top.
Yeah.
And that's basically where they keep them. But they literally they take these ducks and they follow them to the elevator. They go down the elevator into the lobby and they just swim in this little fountain that they have in the Peabody. I'm like, it's the coolest thing. Yeah. Like they do it every single day.
Every day.
It's incredible. And then the babies and like
yeah. And at a certain time of the evening, and again, these guys are dressed to the nines. Mm-hmm. They escort them out to the elevator and up to the.
Well, I mean, they literally have it made.
Yeah, absolutely, they do.
But it's the coolest experience because when we were up there shooting the video, it was about time for them to take the ducks down, and I was like, okay, see you later, guys.
So, I've heard your style compared to, according to your bio, it says Miranda Lambert meets Sheryl Crow and a touch of Brandi Carlile, three of my favorite artists. Yeah. But I also hear a little bit of my friend Heidi Newfield from Triconi.
Oh, I love Heidi Newfield.
Isn't she amazing?
So much.
Yeah.
I actually had the chance to meet her about 7 years ago, and it was in Nashville at some sort of writers expo thing. I don't even remember. But she was literally the nicest person ever. I'm a huge fan of her music,
And we're trying to get her on this podcast. I'm trying to get it scheduled with her manager.
Can you please tell her I said hello?
I will.
She's going to be like, who?
No, she won't.
She won't remember me.
She's absolutely amazing. So how did it all start for you, Casey? Did you have an early interest in music? Did your family play music?
Oh, yeah. So my mom kind of, she sang in a band when she was younger. And so I was always surrounded by music. No one in my family is really musical. So I didn't really... other than my mom, I didn't really have anyone else that, sang or anything except for my mom and my granddaddy. He played guitar.
Did he?
And he was the one that kind of inspired me to pick up an instrument.
Did he teach you a little bit?
He kind of taught me. He was like, I think you should take lessons. And so my granddaddy and my mom, they would take me to lessons every Tuesday. And I just started playing. And of course, I just play rhythm guitar. I never really got into the whole soloing and stuff. But I always loved music. My mom grew up on all kinds of music. So my name is KC. I was named after the Sunshine Band. So my mom was huge into disco. She loved Motown. She loved country. And so she had all those records.
You had all those influences.
Oh, man. And I grew up on records. So, I mean, that's all we had. Like, yeah, I mean, we were kind of we grew up, I grew up kind of kind of poor. So, we didn't have like
but kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, we had all the records and stuff, and I would just listen to all kinds of music.
Yeah,
and,
me too.
And so when I was about 15, I started playing guitar.
Did you?
And yeah, and I just fell in love with music then.
And she talks about this now, and she's wearing her Queen t-shirt, and I've got my Led Zeppelin t-shirt on. So,
by the way, thank you for wearing your Led Zeppelin t-shirt. That is awesome.
well, after hearing you sing Black Dog, oh my goodness, you just absolutely kill that.
Thank you.
Man, Robert Plant needs to hear that, actually. We got to send it to him.
That would be insane.
I know he comes to Nashville a lot, and he's got this new record out with... what's her name? Alison Krauss.
That's right.
Again, it just came out. So, and those two together are just absolutely amazing.
Oh, it's killer.
So,
killer.
yeah. Why don't we hear from another song from you?
Sure, absolutely.
And we'd like to hear the stories behind this song. When did you start to realize that you wanted to write music?
Oh, the day I picked up the guitar.
Did you?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, all you really need to know when you first start playing is at least 3 chords, and you got a killer song.
Yeah.
At least I thought I did. But yeah, no, I've been writing since day one, since I started playing. And of course, when you first start writing, it's not always the best. You think they're like the best songs in the world. Uh-huh. But it took a lot of time to just, I'm 32 now, so it just continuously writing every single day and meeting new people. And I've grown to really love co-writes.
Yeah,
co-writes are my absolute favorite.
We've talked a little bit about on this show, but especially here in Nashville, it's about co-writing. Sometimes really 2-3 heads are better. Most of the time, all of the time, 2-3 heads better than one.
Oh yeah.
And when you're writing songs, the thing about it is you've got 3.5 minutes when you're playing it out. But when you're writing it, you've got as much time as it takes to get it right.
Oh,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you just don't get it right on that first co-write.
No, you don't.
Schedule again, right?
I've been in a ton of co-writes where, we'll write a song or we'll write the beginning of it and then we'll have to reschedule because you got to continue to finish the song. But then I've been in some co-writes where, we'll write a song in 15 minutes and it's just the, the connection. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So let's hear another one and the story behind it. If you will.
Absolutely. This song's called Superhero. So,
Superhero.
Yeah. This has not made it to the album yet. We have yet to record it. But this has been one of the songs I really, really want to record. I did record this with, a couple of my friends, a couple of my buddies that wrote the song, Tim Angston, Mac Watts, Colin Cross, and Stephen Clark. And we kind of recorded our own kind of version of it. Didn't really didn't really get the marketing and publicity that we really wanted. But other than that, we did make it on a lot of news stations with this song, which was really cool. But this song is available on Spotify, iTunes. But we wrote this song basically when, the world was shut down. And this is basically for all the farmers, all the teachers, all the frontline workers out there that weren't really being recognized, and I feel like this was kind of a song for them. They are actually our superheroes, and that was our version of it. So I hope you like this one.
Yeah, KC Johns is our guest, and she's on Spotify, so this song is too. So check it out. KC, it's the letter K, letter C, and then Johns.
You don't know.
Yes, I do.
Everyone always asks me what it stands for.
It's KC and the Sunshine.
Yep, literally. I'm like, doesn't stand for anything.
There you go.
Well, I hope you like this one.
This brings the sunshine and the thunder here. You're still hearing the thunder.
Clearly. Fight the flame, walk the beat, teach the kids, grow food to eat. Imagine life without them. Save a life, find a cure, black or white, rich or poor. But here's a problem. Comic books and silver screens, they don't show what it takes to be my superhero. Front line fighting every day, that sacrifice to keep us safe. My superhero, don't give up, won't fly away. With strength like that, don't wear a cape. Superhero, my superhero. Overtime, underpaid, overseas or a block away. They're all around us. Brothers, sisters, all the same. We may never know know their name, if I'm being honest. Comic books and silver screens, they don't show what it takes to be my superhero. Frontline fighting every day, that sacrifice to keep us safe. My superhero, don't give up or fly away. With strength like that, don't wear a cape. My superhero, my superhero. Cops and soldiers, nurses, teachers, they ain't made by make-believers. My superhero, frontline fighting every day, that sacrifice to keep us safe. My superhero, don't give up, won't fly away. With strength like that, don't wear a cape. My superhero, my superhero, my superhero, my superhero.
Wow. Fantastic.
Thank you, Dave.
I know that my wife Patty would love that too. She's a teacher
Oh, are you serious?
and my superhero.
See,
So,
yes. And
well,
we were really excited about this song whenever, we recorded it, and, it was just all over the news. Like, we got so much recognition from it. And we want to re-record this song, and I'd love to at least put it on one of my albums, because this is like a really dear song to my heart. And
As the thunder rolls.
As the thunder rolls.
I planned this because I wanted this to happen, right?
I knew it.
I love the sound effects. But KC Johns here around our dining room table on the Songwriter Connection podcast. Sounding great. You did some recording down at the Sound Kitchen. I've got a Sound Kitchen t-shirt I almost wore too, because we had some demos done there a while back. That's a great studio, frankly.
Man, that is where I do all my recording.
All of it, huh?
My producer, Billy Smiley, is just a genius, and
Yeah.
I love that studio so much.
Tell us a little bit more about him, because he's got quite a pedigree right there.
Oh my gosh. So he was in the band Whiteheart, and he's worked with Petra, he's worked with Clay Aiken, he's worked with Johnny Cash. I mean, he's worked with everybody.
Johnny Cash.
He's just insane. He's just an incredible producer, and not only that, he's such a good-hearted person.
Yeah.
And he took a chance on me when, last year when everything shut down, and I didn't know what I was going to do, and he was like, well, let's put a catalog together. And we'd been writing together for at least 4 years.
That's great.
And he was like, let's just start recording some stuff. And I'm like, I don't have any money. And he was like, let's just put some stuff out. Let's just see what happens.
He backed you.
And
he believed in you that much.
Yeah,
That's great.
it's great to have those believers in you, because, if you don't have that, you have nothing,
Absolutely.
So.
I'll tell you, and you've done a lot even before. I mean, Carnival Cruise Lines, if you took a Carnival trip, you may have seen Casey singing there. And then you were at Dollywood?
Yep.
Tell us about that experience.
Man, both of those experiences were incredible. For cruise ships, I worked on ships for at least 5 or 6 years.
Did you?
And then Dollywood, I worked one season. I was in a show called Country Crossroads.
Wow.
And I was also featured in her movie that she put out over Christmas, Coat of Many Colors.
Really?
Not Coat of Many Colors. Yeah, that was it. The Christmas Coat of Many Colors.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
You were in it?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
I was in a Christmas tree. I got to sing. That was about it. But
That's cool. Now I'm going to have to watch that for sure.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can find it, yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, that was an amazing experience. Dolly is the best boss ever.
Did you get to meet her?
I did.
Did
yeah.
you?
Yeah.
What was that like?
She's gorgeous and so tiny and and so short and
so
she's amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely love her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I do the radio show on Friday mornings at a couple of different stations. We do a Nashville reports, and it seems like every week we have a Dolly segment because she's that relevant every week.
Yeah.
There's something about Dolly in the news.
Yeah.
From donating $1 million for the Moderna vaccine to $500 million for this new area at Dollywood that they're building.
Oh yeah,
she's absolutely amazing. So.
Oh yeah, she really is, and you can just tell she has such a good heart. And like the whole imagination library thing that she has at her park in Dollywood is just incredible. Like, I mean, who would do something like that? Dolly Parton,
Dollywood.
and it's gorgeous.
Dollywood?
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, exactly. So go check out Dollywood.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you have another song for us? Another story behind it?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think I'll do some. Can I do my single whiskey break?
Absolutely not. we don't drink whiskey on this. Yes, no,
Dang it.
Of course.
You did offer me some scotch right when I walked in, but I was like, I'm not drinking it if you're not drinking it.
That was a joke. But no, we love whiskey. So go ahead. Yeah, I love this song,
Awesome.
by the way.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This we found out earlier this year that it was featured in a motion picture. And
Really?
that came out in July.
Really? What was it?
It was a documentary called Enormous, and it was about the Gorge story up in Washington State, the largest amphitheater.
Wow.
And they did this documentary on, just that amphitheater, and Dave Matthews was a part of it, and Pearl Jam, and Dierks Bentley, and Jason Isbell, and just all these great people. And
Love Jason Isbell.
Yeah, me
One
too.
of my favorites.
And luckily, Whiskey Break was a part of the movie and a part of the soundtrack, so it was
Enormous.
Yeah, it was pretty enormous. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's hear it.
Awesome. Whiskey Break, so hold your glass up high. It's time to raise the roof and be with you all night. Whiskey love, so spread it all around. Flying high, your feet won't touch the ground. Don't even think to hesitate on this whiskey break. Oh, get on board, the band will be on rolling. Kick it up just a notch or two. Find some wine you wish you had your eye on. Take a sip and make that move. 1, 2, 3, holler and swallow. It's a pact between you and me. Let's get lost with sweet emotion. Take the world and set it free. Yeah. Whiskey break, so hold your glass up high. It's time to raise the roof and be with you all night. Whiskey love, so spread it all around. Flying high, your feet won't touch the ground. Don't even think to hesitate on this whiskey break. Yeah. What happens here might just put us under. The velvet devil might just come around. I'll take you on a ride you won't remember. Drop you off without a sound. Make some noise, holler and swallow. It's a pact between you and me. Let's get lost with sweet emotion. Take the world and set it free. Yeah. Whiskey break, so hold your glass up high. It's time to raise the roof and be with you all night. Whiskey love, so spread it all around. Flying high, your feet won't touch the ground. Don't even think to hesitate on this whiskey break. Yeah. Oh yeah, whiskey break, so hold your glass up high. It's time to raise the roof and be with you all night. Whiskey love, so spread it all around. Flying high, your feet won't touch the ground. Yeah. Whiskey break, so hold your glass up high. It's time to raise the roof and be with you all night. Whiskey love, so spread it all around. Touch the ground, don't even think to hesitate. No need for you to complicate. The night is young, so resonate on this whiskey break. On this whiskey break.
Oh, the amazing talent of KC Johns on the Songwriter Connection podcast, live right around the dining room table. What a great, I saw that video, I heard the song on Spotify and immediately fell in love with it. But for me, it's such a treat to hear a songwriter do the song without all the production, just raw
just
like
acoustic.
That. Yeah, it's always a treat.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. And I think that's really cool that you say that, because I feel the same way whenever we go and see our favorite artists, and they have like this intimate moment where they just sit and play guitar, and it's like a totally different experience. And yeah. So I could imagine. Yeah.
Or like here in Nashville, what's really big is the songwriter rounds. At the Commodore and the Local and all these places. And I love going to hear these songwriters, sing their songs in just that kind of environment. The Bluebird,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, one of my favorite people to go watch. Do you know Danny Myrick?
Definitely. And I've seen him a few times.
Oh, he's one of my favorite writers, and he's from Memphis, actually.
Yeah.
And he's my favorite person to go watch and do a writer's round. I don't even know if he still does them, but I know I used to go watch him a ton.
Now, I saw him not too long ago, and I want to say it was in Franklin.
Okay.
With Tony Mullins, and Kim McLean was there that night.
Oh, yeah.
I love her.
Okay.
And she's going to be on the podcast this
Oh, good.
this
That's
season.
awesome.
So, yeah, and that's what I love. Where do you play around town? Where do I see you?
I've played everywhere. So, mostly Broadway. I play a lot on Broadway.
Do you?
Not as much as I used to anymore, but right now that the road's back up, I'm just playing more road gigs than anything, which is awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a different story down on Broadway, too, because it's all covers and
it is.
a lot of rock and roll. People don't know. They think it's country town, but it's music town.
Yes.
I
think the most important thing about when you come to Nashville, if you do go down to Broadway, it is very easy to get stuck in that world. Mm-hmm. But if you can find a way to balance that out and, play a little bit of Broadway, play a little bit of writers' rounds, do some road gigs, if there's a way that you can balance it out, that's kind of what I've done. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like it's been way better.
And when you hit the road, is that a tough experience? What?
Oh my God, I love the road. I am straight up road warrior. I could live on the road.
Where do you go?
Oh, well, I just got back from Key West. I was in Key West for a week.
Wow.
Yep.
Good gig.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I played at a bar called Smoke and Tuna. We played there every night.
Very cool.
And
band or just you?
Just me. Me, acoustic, yeah. And cool. While we were down there, we were shooting our music video for the next single coming out in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
By the time this show starts, that may be out.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes out August 27th.
Okay, well, this is airing. Well, this is publishing September 1st. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So tell them where to get it now.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
what's the song?
The song's called Sure Feels Good.
Can you play it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
It's a fun summer song, I actually sang it we wrote it with my buddy Stephen Cade and our girl Andy Renfrey. And
I know Andy.
You do?
Yeah.
So she is amazing.
Yeah.
She's a great writer. She's so good. And she actually came up with this idea in the writer's room, and we were like, yeah, we got to go with this. Like, that's such a cool idea. So it's just a good summer song, and Stephen and I got into the studio and we recorded it together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. This is the new single just out.
Absolutely.
August 27th, and here we are September 1st. So make sure you go over to Spotify and wherever you get your music and look up KCJohns-K, capital K, capital C, or is it little c? I've seen it both ways. Is it capital C or little c?
It's supposed to be a capital C, but sometimes the computer doesn't like it.
Yeah.
So you have to sometimes it lowercases it by itself, and it's so annoying.
Capital K, capital C, Johns.
Especially when you're putting out music, because you're like, come on, capitalize my C.
That's right. You deserve a capital C.
That's what I said, Dave.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this song's going to be, because it's really a male and a female singing it. So I've tried to figure out a way to do both parts, and hopefully we got it.
Oh, okay. Sorry to put you on the spot.
No. I need to be singing this song anyway. So. Cool water, warm sand. I love the way you're holding my hand. This moment, this view. Never seen the sky such a perfect blue. And this sure feels good. Waves breaking, salt air, sun-kissed noses, sun-streaked hair. just coasting all day. Build a castle, watch it wash away. Babe, the way you look at me gives me goosebumps in a summer breeze. And this sure feels good. Like 60 miles an hour and you're singing along when the radio's playing your favorite song. Like a scratch-off ticket with $1 million win. Catching a big wave and riding it in. Like everything's falling into place the way it should. Baby, you and me, this sure feels good. Like frosty margaritas and a chapstick kiss. Yeah, it don't get much better than this. And this sure feels good. Like 60 miles an hour and you're singing along when the radio's playing your favorite song. Like a scratch-off ticket with $1 million win. Catching a big wave and riding it in. Like 60 miles an hour and you're singing along when the radio's playing your favorite song. Like everything's falling into place the way it should. Baby, you and me, this sure feels good. Na na na, na na na, na 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 na, na na na, na na na, na na na.
Sure does feel good. I'm there. Some beach music.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I was so happy we wrote a beach song.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, man, I just want to go down to the beach and just do a video. And we made it happen.
You did, down in Key West.
Yep.
I can't wait to see that video. I just got back from the beach the other day.
Oh, where'd you go?
Yeah, we were in North Carolina. Holden Beach, which is a beautiful place.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool.
Beautiful dark skies at night. Right off the deck, we're watching the Perseid meteor showers, and that was so cool. And it just to get some beach time and get away. Feels
Heck
good, doesn't
yeah,
it?
that's awesome.
Inspiring, too.
Very inspiring.
Your voice is incredible.
Thank you, Dave.
How did you learn to sing like that?
Oh,
Just something
gosh.
you were born with, or were you trained, vocally trained?
Well, I took, singing lessons when I was younger, but honestly, I think it came a lot from just listening to different types of artists and kind of just, I know it sounds weird, but kind of mimicking the riffs and stuff.
That's
and
cool.
I think over time, I just kind of picked that up. And, I love Aretha. I love, I'll go anywhere from Aretha to Reba, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I just went back and forth and listened to the way they sang and just tried to mimic how they did things. And eventually I just, started playing out on my own shows and was like, no one is great at 15, unless you just have really been trained. And I wasn't. So I basically drank a lot of whiskey when I was able to and got the raps that I have now.
I love it. It's fantastic. It really is.
Thank you, Dave.
So what is next for KC Johns? What do you think?
Well, we've got 4 more singles coming out the rest of the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you do like once a month, or what do you do?
We kind of release singles every 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
And, of course, the album came out in June, and we're not going to stop there. We're just going to keep putting content out, keep putting music out. And Sure Feels Good comes out August 27th. And then we're actually going to re-release Whiskey Break. And we've got a whole new version for it. And that comes out in October. And then we've got one more single in November, and then we've got a Christmas song, of course, coming out.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to release a Christmas song.
You have to have a Christmas song, which you normally write and produce in July, which is hard to fathom, but that's usually when it happens.
Yes, exactly.
Christmas
I know.
in July.
It's so funny whenever my producer or the team will tell you, all right, let's start working on Christmas songs in the middle of summer, and you're like, I'm not even in the mood to sing a Christmas song right now.
Didn't we just have that?
I know.
Yeah, so the album is called Thunder, right?
It is called Thunder, yes.
Yeah, and it's out there, all platforms.
Yep.
I hope people will listen in and check out KC Johns. Why don't you take us? Can you take us out with that one? Since we've had the Thunder through the whole interview today.
Absolutely.
And again, it was in your honor. I brought it out on purpose. Yeah, right.
That's pretty smart. That's pretty smart of you, Dave.
Oh boy,
Planned all of that.
Very carefully. Yep.
Very carefully. All right. You ready, Dave?
I'm ready, girl. Hit it.
Tumbleweeds have been my connection to the land of the desert winds, pulling in me every direction, yeah. Don't want no crazy reaction, so sick of all of your lies. It's time for me to come alive. I'll shed all these rags that you covered with blame. Take these scars that you gave me, love another. Don't take away my thunder. Don't try to put me under. Don't use me, I'm nobody's fool. I'll never drown in sorrow. I'm gonna stand tomorrow. I'm gonna break the chains of you. Don't tell me it's righteous thunder. You know I'll never surrender. The clouds are rolling over the plains, yeah. I'm stepping in lightning, baby. I'm moving the heavens, maybe. I know that I'll be free of you. I'll tear off these chains that you shackled me to. Say I'm better off without you. Don't take away my thunder. Don't try to put me under. Don't use me, I'm nobody's fool. I'll never drown in sorrow. I'm gonna stand tomorrow. I'm gonna break the chains of you. Chains that you shackled me to, yeah. I'm here to say I'm better off without you, yeah. Don't take away my thunder. Don't try to put me under. Don't use me, I'm nobody's fool. I'll never drown in sorrow. I'm gonna stand tomorrow. I'm gonna break the chains of you, yeah. Don't take away my thunder. Don't try to put me under. Don't use me, I'm nobody's fool. I'll never drown in sorrow. I'm gonna stand tomorrow. I'm gonna break the chains of you, yeah. Break the chains, yeah. No, yeah.
KC Johns, our guest on the Songwriter Connection podcast. Great song. That's the title cut of the album, Thunder, and it's a good one.
Thank you, Dave.
Who'd you write that with?
I wrote that with my producer, Billy Smiley.
Yeah, great guy. I want you to check her out and find Casey on all the platforms, including Spotify, and your podcast again. Where do we?
Yeah, it's called KC on the Island.
On the
and
Island.
yeah, you can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcast.
If you just Google, the same with this one, if you just Google, you'll find us on all the platforms. That's
Exactly.
very cool.
I'm going to give you a shout out on my podcast.
Oh, I hope you will.
This is really cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Maybe you'll just have to come on my podcast.
Well, I would love that.
Okay.
I would love that. I'll bring my guitar.
Okay. Switch it up.
And you also have a website I want to direct people to, which is what?
Yep, it's KCJohns-music.com.
Please do check it out. Some wonderful videos and all the music and pictures of just a lovely lady.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
Fantastic personality to match and so much talent. KC, thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you so much.
Thank you for listening to the Songwriter Connection podcast. Find us on social media at Songwriter Connection. Also, listen to Dave Lanahan's Nashville Connections radio show. It streams live every Friday morning on WOBL and WNOI. Look for us on Facebook and YouTube. See you next time on Songwriter Connection.